the invisible weight. No one talks about the guilt of surviving, the way you can wake up grateful and ashamed, grateful to be here, ashamed that others aren't. Guilt is quiet like that. It doesn't scream, it lingers, it whispers, why you? Why did you make it out? Why are you allowed to heal when someone else never had the chance? It's a heavy thing to carry your own life like a debt you can't repay. It settles into your bones. It colors your victories in grayscale. It makes you hesitate to laugh too loudly, love too deeply, breathe too freely. It says, don't you dare be happy. You're supposed to remember. You're supposed to ache. And so you do. You carry the ache like an heirloom. Tuck it into your chest and call it remembrance. But remembrance doesn't have to hurt like this. The shadow of comparison. Survivor's guilt doesn't care how much you've suffered. It only shows you the ones who didn't make it, and it makes you forget. You suffered too. You broke too. You cried and clawed your way through the dark just to see another sunrise, but still it lingers. The voice that says you should be more grateful, you should be doing more, you should be better by now, as if surviving wasn't already a full-time job, as if healing was a crime. It shows up in the way you shrink from praise, in the way you downplay your growth, in the way you apologize for simply being okay. We are not taught how to carry joy when it comes wrapped in grief. We are not taught how to believe we still deserve peace. But here's what they don't tell you. Guilt is not love, and pain is not proof of caring. You don't have to keep bleeding just to honor the ones who didn't make it. The turning point. Here's what I've learned. Survival is not selfish. Healing is not betrayal. You are not dishonoring anyone by staying alive. You are honoring them by becoming something they would have been proud of. You are honoring them by refusing to let your story end in silence. You are allowed to smile again, to laugh, to love, to rest. You are allowed to make art out of all the broken places. You are allowed to feel joy without justifying it. You are allowed to dance without mourning every step. You're allowed to hold space for both memory and motion. Your survival is not a question mark, it is a period. A sentence that says, I made it, and I'm still making it. You are not stealing space, you are earning light with every breath, every step, every silent scream that said, I'm still here. The forgiveness. So today, I forgive myself for surviving. I forgive the part of me that shrinks every time someone says, you're so strong. I forgive the version of me that tried to make everyone else comfortable by minimizing my pain. I forgive myself for the nights I cried in secret, for the joy I refused to feel, for the life I hesitated to live because I was scared to be the one who got out. But I did. I made it, and I don't owe anyone my suffering to prove I deserve to stay. I forgive myself for building walls around what should have been soft, for dimming my light because I thought shining would be disrespectful. I forgive myself for surviving in silence when I could have asked for help. I forgive myself for the way I carried grief like a punishment instead of a process, and I let go of the idea that my healing must come with guilt, because guilt doesn't honor the past, presence does, living fully does, moving forward. This is not the end of my grief, but it's the beginning of my grace. To the version of me that survived, I see you. I honor you. I'm sorry I made you feel guilty for being alive. You are not a mistake. You are a miracle. And every breath you take from here on out is not a debt to pay back. It's a gift to live fully. So I will live, not to prove I deserve it, but because I do. I will dance. I will build. I will rest. I will love with both hands. Not despite the pain, but because I've known it. Not because I need to prove anything, but because this is what I was made for. To survive, to rebuild, to tell the truth, to forgive myself, and begin again.